everyone, welcome to Cast Dice Plays. Today we will be playing
Gaslands
Refuelled. Now, Drew, welcome back to Cast Dice. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
It is exciting to have your beautiful face on the podcast this time. Last time you were on playing Star Wars Legion, and now you're on playing another one of our favorite games, Gaslands.
Yeah. We didn't put our faces on the last video, did
We didn't. No, we didn't have the
Who
technology.
wanted to see those? But this time,
Yeah, exactly.
This time we're playing something different. It's a game we played a lot of this game a year ago.
We did. We played it for about a year. This was actually the most played game that I played in 2018. In fact, this is probably the game I played more than any other game in the last 5 years, which is saying something. Because I played a lot of bolt action.
Not so much in the last 6 months.
No.
But
well, we've been waiting for this. And so this will be our first game of Gaslands Refuelled, which is the second edition. Put out by our good buddy, friend of the show, Mike Hutchinson.
So, looking at the Gasland book, the original one, I noticed that it wasn't all dystopic. There were some clean looking things there, which I liked.
Some pretty ones.
But they all kind of had that 80s cartoon vibe going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought to myself, hey, I had an 80s cartoon I was fond of, and that was M.A.S.K. M.A.S.K. So I just used some of those paint jobs to inspire these cars here.
Yeah, man, that is so cool. Is it the Thundercracker? So the Thundercracker...
We have Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
We have Firecracker.
That's what it was.
And we have Hurricane.
The Hurricane.
From memory.
Yes. Now, I had the Thunderhawk growing up, but I didn't have either of the other two. That is cool. Now, I'm going to be facing off against those, and that is going to be a little intimidating. And going for the more dystopic, going with that, we have my rusty crew. I have 3 vehicles. We're playing 50 cans, and so there is a pickup truck. I have a pickup truck with a rocket launcher. I have a car with a flamethrower, and I have, which I call the Duke, which is just a regular car with a machine gun on the front. Now, I normally do count it as a minigun, but to make it all fit, I just made it a basic machine gun. So, as I said, the Duke, the Hot Rod, and the rocket truck, which probably needs a better name. Now, you'll notice some of the lighting being a little funny when we were doing that, and you'll wonder, why did you move Drew's cars out? Well, Drew has done an astonishing job of converting his models.
This is Gaslands. They can't be defenseless.
Correct. And if we look... Boom! M.A.S.K. transformed!
So I'll be using Thunderhawk, the gyrocopter. Just to give it some teeth. It's got a set of Molotov cocktails and 2 sets of mines. Possibly overkill, but you can use mines offensively somewhat in this game. Firecracker has got a heavy machine gun popping out the front there.
Nice. And
a single set of mines representing the spare tire that kind of pops out the back. And Hurricane has got a minigun.
Very nice.
If I had the points, I'd probably have flamers as well, but the minigun and flamers is overkill and way too many points in this game. So
you said that the pickup has a heavy machine gun and the Hurricane has a minigun. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. So, for those of you keeping track at home who have not played Gaslands before, certain weapons of the game have unlimited ammunition. In the game, they're called basic weapons. The basic weapons, like machine guns, heavy machine guns, miniguns, all have unlimited ammo. However, weapons like mine droppers, Molotov cocktails, grenades, rocket launchers, flamethrowers all have a limited number of shots, and we'll be keeping track of those off board on our
dashboard cards.
Now, these are notoriously ugly, so they're probably not going to be in frame a lot because we really want to focus on the scene, the game that's being played. However, we will have hazards on the table rather than on our dashboards, just so you at home will be able to see and keep track of who's about to spin out and who isn't. Shall we get the engines revving?
Let's do it. Okay. So the board we have set up, we're just doing a simple death race. we have got a fairly linear track. We're starting here between these two cliffs. The first gate is here, which is just off camera, but there's an object here. We need to pass this point for weapons to activate. We then need to get around this point over here and back to the start. We haven't put any other gates in, mainly because we didn't think it was necessary. We've got the first gate for activation of weapons, and then we have a point we've agreed to go past before we can head back to the finish.
Right. Now, if you're playing the full rules of Gaslands, often you'll have sponsors for your teams, and you'll play with audience votes. Audience votes allow you to have special abilities depending on what your team is. They allow you to respawn cars. It's a great way if you're playing this as a group game, that you're not eliminating players and then they end up sitting off by themselves. It's a great game for that.
Sadly, the viewers on YouTube can't use the audience votes.
Yeah, no, sadly you can't.
That would be an awesome mechanic.
Right? So, if we streamed this, they could. So, with this particular version of the game, though, we are just going to play the set standard rules. Now, the rules, there's basic rules and there's advanced rules. We're going to be playing the entire game with all of the advanced rules. We're just not going to be playing with the audience votes and the sponsors. It's going to be just the basic rules. And we'll kind of talk through what we're doing today, but we're not going to slow down and explain every mechanic. Now, it is important to say that a couple things. This dice here isn't a turn counter so much as it is, it says what gear phase it is. The higher gear your vehicle is, i.e. the fastest it's going, the more parts of the turn it gets to activate, and it gets to move and shoot as part of its activation.
So there are up to 6 gear phases.
Correct.
In each turn.
Yeah.
Although you need to have something in 6th gear to actually use all 6 gear phases.
Right, and only certain cars can get up there. Regular cars, for example, can only go up to gear phase 5, and trucks, for example, can only go up to 4. Now, Drew and I are only using cars. Oh, you have.
I have a gyrocopter.
The gyrocopter.
It doesn't look like it right now.
Right.
But, the M.A.S.K vehicles will transform once they hit that gate.
Once weapons go live. All right. Well, Drew, why don't you take us out, because you are the guest and you have the brighter cars.
All right. So I got the Thunderhawk, the gyrocopter. It's in gear 1, so it could feasibly use the medium.
Now, before Drew quickly does that, let me explain how this works. You'll notice that there are numbers lit up and empty spots off to the side. The gear that has, so each template has its own set of numbers lit up. For each of those numbers that are on there is the gear phase that you can use this template. So if you happen to be in 5th gear, you cannot use this. You can only use it in gears 1 through 4. If you accidentally pick this up in gear 5 and start to move with it and somebody finds out, then it's actually a foul. And if Drew was moving, I would get to pick which template he then has to use. This game maneuvers a lot like X-Wing, in that you put the template down at the front of your vehicle and then you move your vehicle to the other side, which is what you're going to see Drew do now.
Instead of rigidly restricting which templates you can use, it's a bit more flexible. It just penalises you when you get it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So place it down at the front, just like an X-Wing, lined up as well as we can. We then roll our shift dice. So a gyroscope has handling 4, which means it can roll 4 shift dice.
So let's see what it does.
Where's a good... This will do. In addition, because this mover is an easy mover, in gear 1, a medium straight gives me an extra shift. It's not looking fantastic.
That's not looking great. So shifts allow you to shift up gears, get rid of hazard markers, and if you get too many hazards, you spin out and have a chance of flipping and blowing up. Slides mean that you attach this to the end, and so in this case, if, for example, I'm going to use one of Drew's other cars,
the kick is up.
You'd end up perpendicular there.
Although, because it's gyroscope, it's not going to worry too much about the wall.
Nah.
However, at this stage in the game, I don't really want to rack up that many hazards, too many slides and whatnot. So I'm going to take an extra a hazard straight off the bat and re-roll some of these dice.
And that rule is called push it.
Can we add that in?
No.
Okay, I've still got a slide,
Oh, you said now you have a spin.
but I have a spin. So I can deal with this. So,
Alright.
first of all, I'm going to use a shift to shift up a gear. So
you
now
go.
my gyrocopter is in gear 2.
And when you shift up, you take a hazard.
Yeah. I'm then going to move forward. I'm going to take that slide.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop that, plug it into the template.
Yeah.
I'm going to... So I need to sit on the end of it, but I also, because I'm a gyrocopter, I don't care about clipping the wall. If this was a real car, I would. And then I'm going to take my spin, which lets me end up pointing the direction I want to point.
Up to 90 degrees, yeah.
Yep. And I have a spare shift, so I'm going to take the existing hazard marker off, but then put 3 back on because of sliding gives me a hazard, spinning gives me a hazard, and obviously a hazard gives me a hazard.
So you have 4 because you also shifted up a gear. And
I pushed it.
Yeah, and you pushed
So
it.
I'm on 4 now. Yeah. But I'm in
Sweet.
second gear now.
There you go. Well, that was welcome to Gaslands, where nothing quite works out when you want it to. I am going to move my first car. I'm going to do literally the same thing, and that is kind of what you do when you're trying to get out. Now, I'm going to roll 3, and wow, that is absolutely terrible. I'm going to push it as well. Our dice, of course. The second you start recording a game of Gaslands, nothing goes right. I'm going to recycle the dice. Now, there are more shift faces on these dice than anything else, but sometimes it's hard to say. Now, I also have a slide. I'm going to use my shift to cancel my slide, and I'm going to shift up again.
Don't forget you have a free.
Correct. Thank you very much. So, I am going to take a hazard for pushing it. So I have a hazard for the push. I get a hazard for shifting up a gear. But then I can use this to get rid of that. So I am on 1 hazard. And second gear. Thank you, Drew.
All right.
And bless you.
Thank you.
Now, off camera, I guess the pickup trucks are just on camera. Go ahead, Drew.
This is predictable first turn.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's really boring.
That's cool. Got a free shift, and this is my pickup, which has got handling 2, so I can only roll 2 dice. But that's cool.
Slide.
I could even shift at this point, but I could slide at this point, although I do risk colliding with the back of the car here, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to cancel the slide result. I'm going to shift up, and then I'm going to take a hazard because I shifted up.
Boom.
And pop out.
So you have 1 hazard so far on that pickup. Would you mind just moving me straight forward? I'm not going to roll any dice. I'm going to move up 1 gear. So I'm going to go to second gear, and I'm going to take 1 hazard.
Oh, just for the free?
Yep, just for the using the free.
Okay. And I actually like... Do I like the sound of that? That sounds like a reasonably safe... No, screw you. I'm gonna I don't know, the dangerous...
Live dangerously.
It's supposed to start back there. So, I've got 3 dice. I've got my free shift result.
Yep. Boom.
Yeah, let's see, this was...
Look, you wanted to live dangerously, Drew.
I did.
Welcome to Gaslands.
Okay, so I'm going to negate the slide, because that would be ridiculous. I'm going to go up a gear. For a hazard, I'm going to spin, which is also a hazard. And the spin will give me ever so slight an advantage. And what's your flame car going to do?
I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did. Yeah. So I'm going to use the free shift icon on the template to shift up the second gear. I'll take the hazard for that, and I'm not going to risk rolling dice. Because I don't want to run into the side of... Well, I suppose it doesn't matter about if I run into things. But I'm not going to risk it yet.
Alright, so we move on to gear phase 2. Now, since we've only got 1 gate, and that's supposed to trigger pole position changes, which is kind of the initiative, the player that goes first each gear phase, Brad and I are just going to take turns alternating, so...
So I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, everyone is in gear 2, so every single car gets to move this turn, this phase. So I am going to go with a medium forward and be really boring, but I'm going to do that in the hopes that I will get past. Yeah.
The gate is here.
So,
for those who can't see.
Yes, that will get me weapons hot. Of course, I have a forward-facing gun, which is not great. I have 3 dice. Boom!
And you still got a freebie as well from that.
I do. So, thank you, sir. So, I'm going to shift up, cancel my shift up hazard. I'm going to cancel the hazard on my car already has, and I'm going to shift up again. So, I'm going to be in gear phase 4 with a hazard. Boom. And here's the thing, though. Though I only have a forward-facing machine gun, every car is counted as having 2 people in it, a driver and a passenger. And every person in the car is carrying a gun. So I'm going to fire my 2 little handguns and go pew, pew, pew. And I'm going to Yosemite Sam at the Thunderhawk. Now, the range on that is very short, but it doesn't have to be long.
So this is why we have a picture. Not so you can see the models, not so you can see the layout, but so we can do this.
Exactly. Pew, pew. All right. So I am going to roll 2 dice. In Gaslands, you hit on a 4 up. On a 6, you get a critical and cause 2 hits. So I am hoping for big dice. I got 1 hit. Drew, you get to evade.
You get 1 evade dice per gear.
That's right.
And I'm on gear 2, so I get 2 evade dice. They only succeed on a 6.
No. So you take damage. Boom. And you're going to mark that on your card.
I only have 4 hull points, so...
Oh, really?
Now I'm down to 3.
Oh, jeez.
But that's okay, because I'm going to do this.
This is going to suck.
I don't have to do my gyro first, but it makes sense. Again, it's not actually getting in the way of my other cars, but it's just easier not to have to try and move.
Oh, and you have Molotov cocktails. This is going to get real hot, real fast.
I only have 1 crew in the gyro.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So my free shift...
Matt Tracker's by himself. T-Bob's not with him.
And...
Again,
it happened again. Okay.
Welcome to Gaslands.
I've got 4 hazards already. I would really like to shift up a gear because I don't want to be left behind quite this early. So if I take a hazard off, I'll be on 3. I'll then shift up on 4. I'll then take 3, giving me more than 6, which will make me spin out. And I really don't want to spin out.
So you're going to push it.
Possibly not the best situation.
Gambling, baby.
But
so you're going to keep your 2 shifts.
I got an extra shift out of it, which is not too bad. Right. I could take a spin. That's not too bad.
You still take a hazard from the spin.
Yeah. So...
Is there a way you can do this and not...
No, I can't shift up. Because if I'm already on 5. If I shift up, I'll be on 6, which will make me spin out.
Correct.
So I'm going to have to be stuck on 2nd gear. I do get a spin. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be to me, to be honest. But I guess I can take a hazard away with this spin.
Yep.
With this shift.
Yep.
This all just negates itself.
There you go.
I could spin.
Boom. And you are weapons hot. So, are you going to transform the Thunderhawk?
Just in case you didn't pick it before, I haven't made these functional. I just made duplicates of all of them.
That's right.
Because I don't have that much time.
Mate, you cut apart a Matchbox car and made gull wings on it and made 2 duplicate cars, painting that design on both cars. That's pretty spectacular. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Now, are you going to drop some Matt Tracker hotness on me in the form of Molotov cocktails, or what?
I'm not going to drop Molotov cocktails on you because I have 2 sets of mines on there. I didn't realize that mines had 3 ammo each, so I actually have 6 mines. So mines are supposed to be typically something you drop in the hope that someone runs over later.
Yeah.
But my usual tactic is to drop them and then hope that you run over them right now, which is going to work in this instance. So the mine hits you.
Okay, and now I've never had a mine dropped on top of me before. I've only ever driven over them. So in this case, they automatically detonate. Yeah. Is that right?
So essentially it's a bomb.
All right, so roll your dice, sir.
Could you remind me how many dice am I?
Yes.
I think it's 3. I think it is 3.
We are, of course, playing with the new copy of Gaslands, which is slightly different than the old. It is 46.
4. Okay.
And it has the blast rule, which is really not great.
So I can stack up some hazards anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alright. Roll. Ooh.
Except you can't.
The mine sucks.
No dice for you.
Nope.
So the way blast works is for every single... for uncancelled hits caused by a weapon or effect that has blast rule, the target gains a hazard token. So that would have been a good way of damaging me badly and piling me. Yeah, making me spin out and or possibly wreck. All right, Drew. My turn. Now, I am going to... So the truck can only roll 2 dice. So I'm going to see where we go. I'm going to move, medium forward.
Medium?
Yep, my rocket truck. Rocket truck. Oh, shift. Man, I'm getting the hot dice. I'll take it. So I'm going to cancel my existing hazard. I'm going to shift up, so that gets rid of 1. I'll shift up and cancel the hazard. So I'm going to be in gear 3 with no hazards. You're up. Boom.
Alright. This is all reasonably safe right now.
Mm-hmm. Will be for another second or two.
Move it up. Shift. Truck is handling 2. I'd like to keep up, so I'm going to roll these. So, I will shift up for the cost of a hazard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll negate that hazard and we'll be done. So I'm gear 3 now. So the pickup will continue driving.
Nice. Now, you'll notice that the camera gets a little blurry in this corner. Sorry about that. We will, of course, have it zoom in once we get to the end. But for the time being, you get the idea. It is mostly focused in here. Sorry about this. So I'm going to move forward. I know at the beginning it is a little dry. Everyone's moving medium forward. However, that is that. So I'm going to move forward. I shouldn't have moved my car before rolling dice.
Tisk.
Yeah. I'll just take the hazard and...
I'm kidding, dude. You can
yeah, no, but good habits. You know, it's one of those things. You make a mistake, you should probably remember these things. So he has 2 hazards and is in 3rd gear.
Okay.
You're up.
I don't know how he shifted. He should be straight still. Sorry.
And there you go.
Just fudge that. Some classic Drew cheating here.
Yeah. And I caught it on the zoomed film.
Oh dear.
There you go. So what you gonna do?
So, my free shift.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 dice. And yeah, I should really just be playing this safe right now. So I'm going to take the free shift and shift up with the hazard. Oh, it's a bit too tight to play aggressively right now.
So what are you gonna do?
Oh, sorry, I didn't actually move.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I did what you did, but
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed
not
that.
roll dice. Come on, am I? Oh, it's just my base is not fitting in here. Okay, technically I'm colliding with you here. So somehow.
Well, you also have massive bases. So
That's true.
Just slide it back a little bit because those are actually technically not legal bases.
What's the restriction on bases?
The bases, there's a prescribed size, and they're
that
actually
okay?
slightly larger.
Oh,
You have the same problem that my old cars have. Okay. Now, I did want to point out, though, that you can see Drew's cars here, and Drew is using little gear shifts. Drew?
I just picked this up on eBay. They're gear shift key tags.
Mm-hmm.
So if you flip it down on the bottom, there is a slight scar there from the loop that would attach it to a keychain.
Yep.
And I think I got like 10 of them for $20 or something like that.
Yep.
Let's just cut those off.
And then I cheated and bumped my car while you were doing that. Sorry about that.
Smooth.
Cheating. All right, now let's get going. Now we are in gear phase 3, and Drew, you are up because we said. Now I have a question.
Yeah.
You said the gyrocopters ignore terrain.
Yeah.
Can I ram a gyrocopter?
No.
No.
They're ghosts.
Okay.
But gyrocopter's in gear 2.
Yeah.
It is not. It's not part of this.
No, but we all have to drive through it, which is why I was asking.
Yeah, it's still going to get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure my pickup can actually get through there in any way that's not going to result in a
massive collision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oops! I just put that in frame.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And there's
Back up, sir.
And there's the camera.
All right. So look, we gave the game up. So
Yeah.
let's just focus in on there. So he can ignore the pickup can ignore the gyrocopter,
Right.
but I can't
Stop under the gyrocopter, right?
I can stop under it, but I think I treat it like a collision, so I'd move back to where I would stop if it was a collision, but nothing happens as a result. But I don't think I can avoid hitting both your car and those rocks. I don't think I can do both.
No.
So
You're not good at drifting, Drew? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to hop in my AT-AT and veer.
Hey.
Sorry.
Star Wars joke.
Like so. Can I thread the needle? No. So the veer is still going to
Yeah,
the
but you
car.
were going to collide.
Okay. So, nothing to be done about that right now.
Nope.
I'm in gear phase 3, so I don't get the free dice. All I can hope to do now is increase my gear so that I can hit you good and hard. So I shift up.
Mm-hmm.
Gear 4.
Mm-hmm.
And take a hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 2 hazards, sorry, because I shifted up and I've got a hazard dice there.
Right, there you go.
So, that's what's happening.
Go ahead.
So, I move up until I hit you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to replace it with action car. So firecracker has popped up. I can't use my weapons though now because I'm trying to collide with you. So, collision.
So that would be a T-bone. If the point of contact on either vehicle is along its side edge, then the orientation is called a T-bone.
Okay.
Now, a T-bone is... Now they have slightly changed it. The smash attack dice is the vehicle's current gear.
Okay.
So go ahead. And we are... Oh, you're... Are you considered to be a heavier vehicle class than me?
We're both middleweight.
We're both middleweight. All right. So we're both the same. So go ahead. So you're rolling your current gear. And again, it is...
I think you have to decide whether you... We both have to decide whether we're attacking or evading. Unless we both have... I'm going to take a hazard either way, so I'm going to spin out either way. So I'm not going to evade. I'm going at you.
All right. I'm going to smash back. So
Okay.
if both parties make a smash attack, each participant calculates their attack dice separately, but the orientation will be the same for both parties.
Okay.
So I'm smashing with 4 dice back.
So it's 4 either way. No evasion. So it's just numbers of hits. I got 3 on you.
All right. And I got 3 back. Boom.
All right. So I'm going to tick off 1, 2, 3.
Now it is 2 for if you collide, right?
Yeah.
So
Take part in the collision.
So I take 2, and so I'm up to 3 hazards, and you are up to 6. So you are going to spin out at the end of this gear phase.
Yes, I am.
There you go.
Exciting.
And by the end of this gear phase, is that now?
No, we still have... Oh, that's not shot. So, no, we still have the rest of these vehicles to
Okay.
to
So
activate.
I am going to
In fact,
have...
every other vehicle's to activate except the gyro who can't.
Yeah, exactly. So my car is going to move, and I'm going to try. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever watched me play X-Wing, you will have seen me fly into every asteroid in the world because I'm a terrible judge with templates. So I'm going to try and get around, somehow not drive into that rock or that rock.
I think our old friend Veer is going to help you here.
Veer? Maybe. I was thinking turn.
I'll turn it work too.
I just don't want to end up then turning into that wall. Look, I'm gonna go with the old turn. Now I am in 4th gear, so that actually gives me a hazard. Now, Drew, can you, without me putting my big melon in the way, do I clear your car?
Uh,
Big silly bases
let's
aside.
say the yes.
Okay, cool. So, I'm going to roll my 3 dice. I gain a hazard, though, because I'm in 4th gear trying to do a turn. And... wow, I'm getting a lot of shifts. I don't think I've ever rolled this well, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of 2 of my hazards, and I'm going to stay in 4th gear. So, yeah, boom. Try and get out of the way.
Okay.
And that gyrocopter is really inconveniently placed. All right, you're up.
Yeah, so...
You're stuck.
I have no options except to rear end you.
Yeah.
And so...
Beep, beep.
Yeah. At home, you can imagine I'm putting the template down right now, but I don't need to. Because I'm in gear 3, so I can use the medium, get the free shift, and then roll my 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm trying to do here is just shift up as high as I can.
So hold on. What you're doing is tailgating.
Yeah.
So the difference between the current gears, each vehicle uses the faster participant's current gear minus the slower car's current gear to a minimum of 0. I'm going 3. You're going 3. Unless you shift
bump
up.
it up.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to try and do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I can cancel that one, and then I'll shift up twice.
Whoa.
Just in gear 5.
Okay.
So yeah, there will be some attack dice, and I'll definitely wipe out.
I believe a pickup truck can only go to 4.
It's my car.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I was looking at... Sorry.
5.
You're right.
I'm
You are
good to
right.
5.
You are right.
So difference in gear is 2.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're not evading.
Oh, I am definitely evading.
Okay. 2.
2. Now, I am in gear... I'm in 3rd gear.
So you can roll 3 evade
Roll
dice.
3 dice. And so you've done 2 to me. I need 2 6s to cancel these out. I got no 6s. So I take 2 hazards.
2 damage.
2 hazards.
Yes, sorry, you take both.
Yeah. And you take 2 hazards. And no damage.
And then I wipe out. Well, I will later.
Yeah, exactly.
It's part of our Gaslands soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in 3rd gear with my car. I'm just turning this over. And I can't use the short. So I guess I'm going to do the same thing that you just did. And I'm going to ram you with the flame car. This is the problem with Gaslands when it's starting out. When it's a tight board like this, it leads to a lot of
games don't get past the first gate.
No, exactly.
The game is over before this happens.
It is a great game for the maximum carnage element of it. I am going to...
if you get upset about bad luck ruining your game, don't play Gaslands.
No, you definitely need to not do that. I'm going to push it and re-roll these, which is probably not clever. I do get a free from the 3rd. I need to remember that. So, boy, that was a waste. I am...
You're going to hazard out anyway. Just shift
I'm going to hazard. So I'm going to shift up. I will shift to 5th gear, and I will have all the hazards on me. So I'm just going to take myself up to 6, because I know I'm going to do it anyway. Boom. And that's me. Now I'm hitting you, and I'm going to ram. So what gear are you?
I'm in 4.
So I'm only rolling 1 dice. This is not good. So no damage.
Cool.
Fine.
I can go back to you. Yep. 2 damage.
No, you stink. But you also take 2 hazards.
I'm already on 7.
Exactly. All of them.
6. I'm on 6 already.
Mm-hmm. All right. So go ahead.
Cool.
Yep.
So, I think that's... Oh, no, your rocket truck is yet to...
So, a question. My car took 3 damage before. Was that this car or that car? It was this one, right?
That one.
Yeah, because I marked the damage on the wrong car. Go me. Okay. Boom.
Cool. And so, your rocket car.
Yep. I'm just going to move these over so I won't... Quickly doing a bit of shuffling back on the ranch. All right, my rocket car. Now we're not saying you can't go around that, right? It's off camera, so it's out of bounds. I am in third gear. God, again, I can't. I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. Here's where I run into something. You know what? I'm gonna go medium forward. I'm gonna go medium straight, and you'll see why. I'm gonna see if I can get
Hope for a spin.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope for a spin. So
slides are good. That's gonna just make it collide.
Yeah, slides not good.
There you got that spin.
Boom!
You got the slide too.
I'm going to cancel the slide. I'm gonna spin. So move me to the end, spin me, and I will take an additional hazard, and that is me. Boom. That is one great thing about this game. You can maneuver using the slides and the spins in ways that really open it up.
It took me a while to realize that those effects on the dice were actually a positive thing.
Right.
The only really negative thing is the hazard dice, but everything else has its use. So here we are at the end of the third
gear phase. And this is right before we figure out what happens to everyone's cars.
Yeah. We've only got Brad's still got 2 cars left in the race. Or left moving.
Right.
Mine are all
spinning out.
Or just moving too slow.
Now, I actually just looked this up really quick. Turns out, in Gaslands version 2, the wipeout phase is at the end of each vehicle's activation, not at the end of the turn. Sorry, not at the end of the gear phase. So we actually played the first turn wrong. We'll play the rest correctly, but we still need to resolve all the gear phases. All of the spin outs. Now, Drew started as the active player. Oh, no, I started as the active player. No, you did.
I did.
So you are activating first, so we'll alternate. You go, then I go, then you go.
Okay, let's get the really messy one out of the way. Oh, sorry, I'm grabbing this, assuming I'm going to fail a flip check.
So,
flip check first.
When you spin out, you basically have to roll a dice. And if you roll under your current gear, not under it, you flip. And if you flip, you move medium forward, and then you take 2 damage. And then that might resolve
collide
with something else. Might, yeah. And by might, I mean you're gonna. Yeah.
There's stuff going on here. I rolled equal to my gear.
So you don't flip?
Cool. I'll take it.
Now you lose all your hazards.
I lose all my hazards.
And you get dropped to gear phase. Sorry, you get dropped to gear 1.
And I spin out.
And that means that I get to point you any direction we like. Now, Drew and I have sort of gentleman bet this because we don't... we've both played enough Gaslands over the years to know that if you spin someone around completely and do the old 180, sure, it's great if you're trying to win the race, but it also makes for bad television, both figuratively in Gaslands being a televised death race, but also literally because we're filming this. It just makes for really one-sided games. So instead, I'm going to do the fun thing and just turn you... So you are going to have some fun. Now,
so have I clicked it or not?
No.
But I will.
Correct. So if in Gaslands, at any point you run into something, it's a collision. However, if you're touching it at the beginning of your phase, it's almost like a video game. You just clip through it and you keep going. It's how the game gets around, like you don't have to back up to move forward or back up to move forward.
It's intentionally done to stop all of that reversing and three-point turning to get around things that's boring.
Right.
So it's cut from the game, which is good.
So I did turn you, so you're not touching, so you will actually hit it next time, though. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll live with that.
There you go. My turn. So I have all of the hazards on my flame car, which is not always good on a car with a flame tank in it. So let's see if I can keep from blowing up. I am currently gear 5, so I want to roll a 5 or a 6, otherwise, boom, baby, boom. Oh, I got a 5. Whew. So that is very anticlimactic. So I've dropped down to 1. I've lost all my hazards, and you get to point me any direction you like.
Let's just say we both steered around the same obstacle.
All right.
No, I'll do like that. Okay. And my car, is it flipping? It is in gear... it's in gear 5.
Ooh,
it's
you are flipping. Flipping out.
Right out of here. So, it's there. Moves. Down it goes.
Are you going to get me?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
It's even less close than it was before.
Yay.
So I'm taking 2 damage on that car. I'll take off all the hazards because...
And I'm actually kind of limited about where I can spin you because I don't want to spin you into me and then take a collision. So, I'm actually going to be really boring and just tweak you slightly that way so you're not hitting me. There you go. Boom. Gear phase 3 is done. We will play gear phase 4 correctly. Gear 4. Drew.
Nope.
I would say you have pole position, but you have no one going in speed 4.
My gyro is going too slow. The other 2 are both wiped out.
Right. Now, my pickup is not going great. Is not going speed 4. I believe it is continuing. I think I shifted up, but I didn't mark it, so I need to remember these things. My car is definitely going though. Now, I need to not
directly at that wall.
Hit that wall. That would be a terrible idea. And this is where I would normally drive into things. So you were saying a veer earlier. I'm in 4th gear, and you
I think a swerve is probably going to help me more. I think a veer might be too gentle. I know you're a gentle guy, Brad, but...
Yes, I'm a very gentle guy. So I'm going to go with a 4th gear.
Can I also point out that...
Yes.
I believe it was FAQ that you could flip that... So the veer and swerve templates can sit in one of 4 positions.
Correct.
Left and right, but also with the slide at the far end or the near end. For the rest of the templates, it doesn't matter. But just so you... If you do happen to slide, this is the way you want to slide.
That's a good way of doing it. All right, I'm going to roll 3 dice and see what I got. Oh, man, looks like I'm sliding.
An additional hazard from the from the template itself?
Well, yeah, I got that one.
Oh, you got that there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's behind the building. So, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to risk rolling these. Oh, well... What the heck? I'm going to push it and re-roll these 2.
You only one has it. Oh, there you are.
Boom. Oh, I'm cheating. I picked up the hazard.
No, you can do that.
I can't. Oh, that hazard,
not the
hazard
dice. No.
So, so I'm going to take one of these shifts away. It's a hazard. So, I pushed it. I'm going to cancel the hazard I just took. I'm going to shift up to gear 5, and I'm going to slide. No, I'm not. I'm not going to shift up to gear 5. I'm going to stay in 4.
And not slide?
And not slide.
Yeah.
No, I am... So, canceled, slide, take a hazard. If that makes sense.
But then you take a hazard from the slide as well? Oh, no,
That's what I just did.
Yeah.
Cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So, not exactly what I was hoping to do, but I didn't hit anything. So, I'll take it.
Gear 5. Gear phase 5.
No one's going 5.
So we're on to turn 2.
Right.
Back to gear phase 1.
Boom. Now, if you had pole position, I moved. If we're doing this alternating thing, since it's a new turn, I'll go first.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Yep. And unless you want to do the math on that. Yeah, no.
I don't think it's going to matter too much, to be honest.
All right, so I'm going to try and get my pickup truck out of the way, so this does not end badly for me. I'm going to go medium forward. Get out of the... Oh, no.
But, as Gasland rules, you picked it up, you play it.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. Hopefully I slide. I mean, not slide.
I don't think even that's going to help you, dude. Just I line this up because you're sitting off my base there. Like,
oh, you just bumped it.
You were definitely pointing at that wall.
Case in point, I should have looked before I rolled dice. And welcome to Gaslands, kids. All right, I'm getting the shift from the template. I'm going to roll some dice. Yeah, this is going to suck.
Shift down. Shift down.
Yeah, that might actually be a thing. Actually, I'm going to stay in the gear I'm in. I'm going to get rid of all of the hazards that I currently have.
Okay.
I'm going to take a hazard from that, and then I'm going to collide with the wall,
Bump.
which sucks. Now, I'm in third gear, and this counts as a head-on with a collision. Sorry, with a wall. The wall is going 0, but it is a heavier weight class, so add 2 dice.
Yeah.
So,
And naturally you're going to evade.
yes, I'm going to try and evade. So I'm going to roll 3 evade dice after I do this. So hopefully this doesn't hurt too bad. And of course it does.
Them's good walls.
That wall is out to get me. So that's 5 damage. I am going to try and roll some 6s to cancel some of those out.
Nope.
And of course I don't roll any that time. So I take 5 damage.
And just in case this was about enough, you take
2 hazards.
As well.
5 and 2 hazards, which is why I was getting rid of all the hazards. And that stunk. Drew, you're up.
Yes, I am.
What's up, Gyrocopter?
Yeah, I think time for some gyro. So it's just putting along. It's still pretty comfortable. I'm just going to take a medium and drop that down there. I'll do my hazard dice. Handling 4. It's got the 3, but it's still in gear 3. No, it's still in gear 2, so medium is fine. Serious?
Dude, I'm getting the hot dice. You are not.
You suck.
At least you're not driving into walls. Yet.
I'm up to 5. So pushing it is going to put me on 5 hazards. I really need to roll a bunch of shift, otherwise. There we are. There's all the shifts that I need. Okay, so
Hey, you're sorted. Look at that.
I will put myself up a gear and then negate that hazard, and then take off 3 hazards. So now I'm gear 3.
All right.
And
You're moving.
move.
There you go.
Then I can either pull my mind trick,
Yep.
Jedi mind trick,
Hey.
or no, I think the mind trick's going to be more fun because it's going to try and take out that truck of yours. And if I don't, I'm going to get rockets up the back, and I don't want rockets up the back.
No, what do you mean? You definitely want rockets.
So the mine is going to come out the back.
Mm-hmm.
In Gaslands, the template comes out of the facing. So the mines are rear facing.
Yeah.
They need to touch the back, but they can actually be. You can actually slide the template to any point along the back that you want.
Correct.
So in this case, I mean, I would have hit you anyway, but
Yeah.
just to sort of
Very
demonstrate.
clearly. Yeah. No. Good point.
So.
Ouch.
What's that? Ooh, 4.
4. And I am moving 3, so I'm going to try and evade some of these. Remember, for every one of those damage that I take, I get a hazard marker. You are a jerk, sir. So I cancel 1, so I take 3, which is going to cause me to spin out. You are a jerk. And this is probably going to go very bad for me. Now, is that the end of your activation? With that
Yes,
guy?
because I've only got 1 improve.
Well, that means now my
wipe out.
truck wipes out. So I'm going to try and roll over a 3 or better. Of course, I rolled a 1.
However, you're not going to collide with that wall because you're already touching the wall.
Correct. However,
It's medium forward, isn't it?
yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. It is medium forward. But here's
Can you clear the wall?
Can I clear the wall? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm taking 2 damage. I cannot. So I'm just going to basically end up like this. Or no, I can't, because I can't clear the wall. So I go back.
So you go back to where you were, but you still take the 2 damage because you moved.
Right. And the 2 damage will kill me. Boom.
Does it?
Yep.
So
my rocket truck has gone kaboom! Which happens.
Can I see your flame template?
Mm-hmm.
Or your flame marker? Sorry, we like to call those the Donalds.
Here we go. I thought I was being clever with smoke.
Not that we're getting political here.
Yeah. The dumpster fire, yeah. Boom.
That. But I have...
Right there.
Ooh, fancy
That's
flame
right.
effects.
All right.
Do explode.
Oh, that is a really good point because I'm a rocket. Okay, so that is unfortunately I have to roll to see if I blow up. Thank you, Drew, for that because I did forget. So if I have 3 ammo in my rocket launcher, I need to roll a d6 and add 3. And if I get a 6 or more, my vehicle explodes, which is bad for everyone within medium range. I did not, though, so it stays. Had I exploded, everyone would have damaged catastrophically, and then the vehicle would have disappeared off the board. However, because I didn't, it is now a flaming, smoking wreck.
That's literally flaming carnage.
Oh, man, here we go.
Well, that was my activation.
Yeah, so I guess it's mine now. I have moved my car? No, that was last turn. I guess I will move the car out of the way because I don't want to quite smash into all of your vehicles yet. I'm going to actually stand up and look now. I'm not going to... So I'm going to try and turn. Can I turn? I can. So I'm going to turn. No.
You probably want to spin after that.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can spin. So this is going to be bad.
Ooh,
that
you're
car...
in gear 4.
I'm in gear 4, so I automatically take a hazard. I already have 2 hazards, so hopefully I roll a lot of shifts here. And a spin.
And a spin. Hey, you got the spin.
There's my spin. I definitely cannot slide. Otherwise, I will end up in a wall. So I'm going to cancel that out. I am going to take a hazard. And I'm going to take another hazard from spinning. So I'll be on 4 hazards after this maneuver. That is where I turn. That's where I end up. And then I'm going to spin. Boom. And that is me. Except I'm going to shoot. I have my 2 passengers, and they can shoot sideways. Now, if you have a vehicle and it's firing, for example, just like Drew said, it's anywhere along the front. And my front arc weapon is the machine gun. But because I have 360-degree arc with my hand weapons, I'm going to fire 2 hand cannons at you. Pew, pew, pew. So here we go. I got 2 damage on your gyrocopter.
I'm in gear 3.
So hopefully you can do some evading. Otherwise, you're going to be hurting. You did
2.
not.
I am 1 pip away from
Destruction.
crashing myself. Oh, and I've got a lot of ammo.
Yeah, you do. So this is going to be Explosion Central. Now, this is a close-up of my exploded truck. And the Thunderhawk. Drew, what you going to do?
I am ready to move my... to move Hurricane.
Yeah.
So,
boom.
I'll do that. I need to do some fairly sharp maneuvering to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that rock that's sitting right up in front of me.
Yeah.
So, probably a hairpin is probably overkill, but a hard turn, I think, is what I need to do here. No. Nope. It definitely clips that rock.
Oh, mate, you are going to collide.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in gear 1, so I do get the free shift from the template. There's a car, so I get 3 dice. I think I would like to be in gear 2. It's gonna hit harder on the rock. But
yeah, but you'll get to go next turn.
To go again next turn.
You need to be in gear 2. That's right.
I need to keep going.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the wrong hurricane. So
Say weapons are hot.
bump. I should also point out that if you are involved with a collision, you can't use your weapons in that turn. So.
Correct. You are distracted. There you go.
So I will shift up safely.
Mm-hmm.
For those 2, and then I will remove the hazard.
Yep.
Or not take the hazard.
Right.
That one there. However, I do collide with the rock.
So you take 2 hazards from colliding with the rock, And you roll 4 dice, 2 for being in second gear, and 2 for the rock being bigger than you. Ouch.
So 3 from the rock.
3.
And then I'll return with my evade, and I evade.
None.
So I take 3 damage from that rock.
Yes, sir.
I smell what the rock is cooking.
You do. That rock gave you the people's elbow.
It is cooking me.
Yes. Says the guy with flames painted on his head. All right. Speaking of flames, it is time for my flame car. I am going to... I'm going to gentle into you.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the gentle, I get a free shift.
Do you hit the building first or me first?
I believe I hit you because you're...
Okay. Just because that means...
You can look because my big head is in the camera.
Just worry that next turn, if you hit me first, it means you're going to hit the building again after me. No, I think I'm pretty satisfied you hit me first.
Yep. Boom.
Just... oh, wait, that means you will hit the building, or potentially hit the building first next turn, but we'll see how we go, hey? Oh, you didn't... We forgot to roll
I rolled the dice. So, I got that, and I'm going to roll. And I got all the shifts. Cool. So, I am not going to spin. I'm going to cancel the spin. I'm going to go to second gear. Cancel that. So, I'm in second gear.
For a moment there, I thought you were inviting me to a second to something else. I'm like,
hey!
It's not that kind of show, right?
No, it is not. And I'm going to take 2 for colliding with you.
Okay. I'm going to evade you.
I'm going to sideswipe.
Okay.
So,
if we both evade, then we only take 1 hazard each. But...
Right, but I'm going to sideswipe. So, I'm rolling 2 dice. I cocked 2 hits. Boom.
I'm in gear 1. Nope. So I take 2 damage.
And 2 hazards.
I took those. Yeah, I got them. And now...
Sorry, did you take 1 because you were evading or 2 because I hit you?
So, if we are both involved in a collision, then we take 2 hazards each. So you have to take 2 hazards as well.
I did.
Okay. If we're involved in a collision, we take 2 hazards each, unless we both choose to evade, and then we only take 1 hazard each. But we have to both choose to evade.
Got it.
So I'm not going to hit you as I move off because I'm already touching you. However, I'm going to hit that rock.
Yes, you are.
I'm pretty sure that I can't get around that rock. And I can't even really change direction to sort of aim off somewhere useful.
You are in first gear. You can go backwards.
Oh, yeah.
You have to, and you can shift up weirdly in going backwards in first gear into second gear forward.
Yeah.
Welcome to Gaslands, kids. But I think that's really clever because it means that you can do things. You can get yourself out of situations.
Yeah. So, in that case,
might not be a bad idea just to go or that.
I'm still gonna go if I do gentle, I'll end up pointing in the right direction. So free shift, handling 2.
Yep.
Fantastic. I think I might just take the 3 hazards.
Yeah.
Shift up, so at least I'm still moving. But even more interestingly,
you're in 5. Oof.
Sorry?
Yeah, I would say you have 5. But as you say, more interestingly, you went weapons hot and then back behind the gate, so you're firing.
Weapons don't go cold. And so, check. So I'm going to line this up at the front here, slide it across to see. I hit Brad before I leave the edge of my base.
Yep.
So
you're good.
I gotcha. So I have got a heavy machine gun.
So 3 dice. And then,
3 or 4?
It's 3.
Okay.
Miniguns.
And the handgun.
And that just makes a dice pool like in Star Wars Legion.
The heavy machine gun doesn't have any special effects attached to it. It's just more dice. 2 hits.
1 hit. Oh, I didn't see that dice. Sorry.
And you get a vote.
What game? So I'm in second gear. So possible 2 hits. I'm going to try and roll some 6s. I roll no 6s. In fact, I roll the opposite of that. So I'm going to take 2 hits. Boom.
And now it's...
You have phase 2?
No, Hurricane did that. Yep, cool.
Yeah, boom. You have pole position, sir.
I do. All right. So, the gyrocopter probably doesn't need to go right now. Let's move our hurricane, and I'm going to start by. Do I swerve or do I veer? I'm going to swerve because
I definitely do not want to be behind your minigun. That is going to be horrible. Nice driving. Look at that.
Just tucks right in there.
Oof. I would have driven into something for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
what gear are you in?
I'm in gear 2.
So you can't do that.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing.
So Drew, guess what?
It's Brad's choice now.
I get to choose. So you get to keep those dice though.
Cool.
And I'm gonna look.
Presumably you have to choose one that's legal though.
Yeah, I do.
Or
Yeah.
the decision returns back to me. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right, isn't it? I'm going to. I'm not going to be a complete jerk about it.
I believe you get to place it as well.
Nope, you do.
Okay. Okay. On the plus side, I can't collide with that rock again.
No, you can't.
Because I'm already colliding. I'm already touching.
Yep.
That
was not what I meant to do, by the way.
No.
I thought I just wanted to get you out of the way. And this is another example of me driving you this time into a rock. Whoopsie.
Well, I am putting the wrong way now.
Sorry about that. I actually was thinking that I should have just picked a turn.
Hairpin.
I suck at this game.
Thing. Shift, spin. Hey, this works for me, actually. Thanks. Right, you probably chose a better one than I did. So I'm going to shift up a gear.
Yep. So what gear are you in now?
I'm in gear 3.
Nice.
And I'm going to take off a hazard.
Yep.
And then I'm going to spin, put the hazard back. Oh, I need to put a hazard on for...
Does that have mines?
It does.
Oof. You have all the mines.
So, now I can shoot my minigun at you.
Mm-hmm.
My other dude could either put his handgun in or press the mine button. Then I just got to decide, is Flame Car going to get to that gap before the pickup is? I don't know. To be honest, you're about to collide there. You're going to be hanging around there, which means I'll get the mine first. I'm not going to drop a mine. I'm just going to shoot my minigun.
Mm-hmm.
You able to tell me how many dice a minigun gets?
It's 4.
4. And then my handgun gives an extra. So,
5.
5 dice onto your car.
Yes, sir.
It's 4.
And my car is in 4th gear. So I'm going to hope for some 6s.
Wow.
Boom!
Only 2.
2. Man, these blue dice are rolling hot. 1, 2.
like bucket of water hot.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Do I roll 6s again?
No, they're good.
Yeah. Starting to get nervous. All right. So, that. I'm going to try or do I... I don't want you to shoot me again, but I'm kind of off to the side at the moment. All right, I need to get out of the way. So I'm in gear 4. I'm sliding this over. I'm going to move medium straight. Oh, I should have gone long. Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah, you need to gear 5.
Need to be gear 5. All right, so there's that. So
I
I get a free shift, and I'm going to roll 3 dice. And I'm hoping for a lot. Mother Puss Bucket! All right, I'm going to take a hazard to push it because I need shifts. I need to get rid of these hazards.
That's all right.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm going to cancel the push it. I will take a spin, and I'm going to get rid of 2 of my existing hazards.
But then put one back.
But then I take 1 back because, as you say, I take 1 for spin. Correct. So, I go here.
That's good. Is it getting you around that wall any better?
Yes.
Just skim around.
Yep.
Nice.
Look at that. Boom.
All right.
What do you got, sir? Actually, hold on. It's mediums, right? The handgun?
Yeah.
Medium or long?
Medium.
Medium? No.
Not quite.
Nope. Or because it's without the cutout. No. Very close, but no.
Speaking of the gyrocopter, he's going to come get you. But he needs to do...
That gyrocopter, man, needs to die.
Might just check some. So I just wanted to check that that I can still pivot for free. I can still pivot, but it's not for free anymore. It's at the cost of 2 hazards. And I'm just trying to decide if that's worth it.
Do you want to pay those hazards to turn, or do you want to just use the
turn
template?
Using the
2 hazards is a steep price.
But all the hard, so I think a soft turn. What am I talking about? I'm gyrocopter. If I clip that rock, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll just do a turn.
Bam.
And not even clip the rock anyway.
Yeah, don't even care. Yep. Boom.
So.
Might clip me.
Again, I don't care.
But you do. If you're touching me, it's distracted, right? You can't.
Yeah, good point, actually.
So.
Okay. Slide. Slide's not going to be great. Spin is fine. So that's potentially 3 hazards, which is more than I want. But I do get a spin, which I do like. I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to take a hazard off, then put 3 back on.
Nice.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. I'm not going to take a hazard off. I'm going to negate the slide. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that.
I'll take 2 hazards, and I will spin at the end. So that
Now, hold on. Are you... Yeah, you're touching. You've landed on me, so you'll actually have to stop.
That's fine. And then, but then from there, I'll
do you get to pivot once you stop, though?
With the spin, I do.
Even though it's a collision?
I see, because I didn't make the...
Yeah.
No, because I haven't collided with you. I think I'm distracted, so I wouldn't be able to shoot if I was still touching you. But I haven't actually collided with you.
So you can or can't shoot, is what you're saying?
I think I can still shoot, because I'm not currently touching you. And I'm going to drop Molotovs on you. So, I think a Molotov is 2 dice. You might be able to correct me.
It was 2 dice. Now it is 1 dice.
1 dice.
MO5, crew fire, indirect, blitz, which means you can throw as many of them as you have crew.
Which is 1. So, 3. It hits.
You're a jerk.
Can you evade it?
That is a very good question, and I hope I do.
You don't want to be on fire.
No, I really don't want to be on fire. In fact, I really don't.
You are not on fire.
Oh, thank God. Whew. So, in case you're wondering what that happens is, on fire. If you're on fire, at the start of any vehicle's activation, it loses 1 hull point. This vehicle smash attacks count as having the fire special rule. So you can give someone else if you're on fire. That's new. If a vehicle ever has 0 hazard token, the fire goes out and the vehicle loses the on fire rule. So you have to get rid of hazards. But as I have a bunch and I just struggled to get rid of 1, I definitely didn't need that. All right. You're up. And by you're up, I'm up. Now, I am having a hard time seeing around this building. Can I? I am in 2nd gear. Drew, you can see this better. I can't veer, or I can veer. Veer doesn't look like it would make a...
I think anything you do, anything you can do is going to hit that building.
I'm wondering if a hard will avoid... most things. Oh, I didn't realize just how much of that vehicle was there. Right in there. I assume. All right. Well, I'm in what gear? 2. So I'll try and hard anyway. So would you mind? Oh, I should have hairpinned. What am I doing?
I don't think it would have helped.
No.
So yeah, you clip that building. And I guess you get a bit of turn out of it. But yeah, you hit that building.
Okay. So I should have rolled these first though. I didn't get any bonus though for turning. No. Let's see what I can do. Shift. I'm going to get rid of my 2 shifts. I'm going to go to 3rd gear. So I take 1.
Yep.
Might as well put shifting 2 on up, from the collision. And then I take 2 from the collision.
And it does, so it's 3 dice, because it's in gear 3, plus Correct. 2, so 5.
Yeah.
Ouch. What you need.
4. Ow.
3 evade dice there.
Yeah, here I am forgetting that I can evade. Hey!
So 2.
Done.
Cool.
Sweet. So I have on that vehicle 4 health left with 3 ammo with my flamethrower and 3 hazards. And of course, you are now right behind me with a big machine gun. Great.
But
you also have mines, you jerk.
Yeah. And my plan is not to be behind you with the machine gun.
Now, if you're wondering how Drew has mines on everything, weapons in this game, points are counted as cans. And mines are one of the cheapest weapons there are. Well, at least they're very cheap. It is 1 can to put mines on your vehicles. Just for a point of reference, miniguns are 5. And if we look at heavy machine guns, they're 3. And just regular machine guns are 2. So, that is bad for me.
Okay, so I'm moving forward medium. I'm in gear 2. I would like to shift up a gear. And then I will take off. So I'll add a hazard for shifting. I'll take one off for the shift, and then I'll put one back on for the hazard that I got.
There you go.
So 1 5 right now. Oof. I really should have thought about that more.
You should have.
Okay. So I do have mine. I'm not sure that I can quite reach Brad with it here. I can, so I was going to say, I'll drop it and do like the traditional mine thing of
getting in my way.
Yeah.
Jared.
But instead I won't. So mine does
4 dice.
4 dice. I'll chuck the handgun in as well.
You have to roll the handgun separately because it doesn't have blast.
Yeah. So the mine does 3.
And I'm in 3rd gear. Hopefully I get 3 6s. Ha! Well, hopefully I get 1. Otherwise I spin it. I don't. Crap. So, I take 3 damage and 3 hazards because of the blast rule, and you need to roll your handgun. And hopefully I don't die.
Oh. 1.
1 damage?
1 damage.
I die.
You evade. Well, you...
No, I've already rolled my evade dice.
You're gonna get 1. Yeah,
I think you only get 1 set of evade dice. So, boom, baby, boom. So,
do you explode?
Let's see if I explode. You are a massive jerk. Would you mind getting a light for my vehicle while I see if I blow up? Let's see how we go.
Watch Twin Peaks. Need a light.
Yeah. M.A.S.K is definitely kicking my tail. So I have 3. So I need to roll a 6. I roll a d6 and I need to roll a 6 plus 3. So I roll 3 plus 3 is 6.
It explodes.
So it explodes.
And it's probably it's medium range, so it's not going to get anything except the pickup to just shot at it.
Now, it is
4 dice, I think we said?
Yep. 4 dice. I just want to make sure that it doesn't have the blast rule because that may be a thing. It does. So, sorry, that's a terrible dice to roll. That's 2 damage. So you take 2 hazards.
I'm going to take you off just because...
Yeah, I blow up. Thank you.
2 hazards.
Yes, sir.
My pickup.
Now, hold on. You do get to evade, right? No? Pretty sure you do.
Yeah, okay. I'll
try and evade.
Yeah.
Boom. You're fine. Jerk.
That means no hazards.
Right. No hazards.
Cool.
Yeah, because it says for any uncancelled hits. So yeah,
okay.
You would get to. Ooh, it even says damage from explosions can be evaded. Okay. Very clearly written.
Cool.
By the way, I love the new version of this game. Go ahead.
So. To buy my copy, but I would definitely buy my copy because I want to support this game. It is a very cool game.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the gear phase.
It is. Gear phase 3.
And I went pole last time.
You did, so I have pole.
Yeah.
And look, I'm in 4th gear. I have 3 hazards. I have 1 car left. So I'm just gonna zip.
Brad needs to go around the wall. I don't need to go around the wall. I can just fly right over it and just keep
here's the
harassing
thing.
you.
Walls and I don't have a great track record. So let's see how we go on this. I am gonna go shift, so I get a free shift for going medium forward. Oh, I got all the shifts. So I'm gonna cancel out that hazard right off the bat. I'm gonna move. And I know it looks like I'm going off the board. There is a little bit of space
There's no carnage
there. Sure. Do I shift up? No, I'm going to get rid of my 2 existing hazards. So I have 1 hazard left. I'm in 4th gear, and I am currently right there.
Ooh, just looking at the available turns.
It's going to be ugly.
All right.
I made the mistake of going a medium forward, and I was kind of hoping for a slide.
Yeah, okay.
As usual, not doing a great thing. I also didn't want to hit the wall.
Yeah.
Drew, you're up.
All right. Well, I've got plenty to do.
And I can't shoot because you're clearly out of range. Otherwise, I would have.
All right, so let's do a gentle turn on you.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather on me. Getting my own way. That's kind of annoying. Oh wait, roll first.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No bonuses, but just handling 3. So pretty nice. Shift.
Boom.
Nice.
Look at that. Great roll.
I'll go up safely.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll take off.
1.
One.
If you go
Sorry,
up.
yeah. Cool. Yeah. Getting in my own way.
Yep.
So I'll stop there.
Done.
Alright.
And normally that would have been a collision, but
He's lying.
it's a gyrocopter.
But I clearly don't have arc on your car.
No,
which
you
is
don't.
over there. And I'm not in range of my handguns, so you're good.
And though this is modeled as a turret, it's not actually.
Yeah,
a turret.
turrets cost 3 times the base weapon cost, which is just not worth it in most cases.
Madness. Yeah, it'd be 15 points out of 50 for
A turreted minigun.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
I am still up. Cool. Alright, so
You're
now
all-
I'll do the
you're all
gyrocopter.
you're up. Yep.
He does need to come at you. He's in gear 3, so I could do a hairpin.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit risky. Or I could just take the 2 hazards and turn for free.
Yeah.
I know that will definitely put me over. The hairpin's going to put me over as well. Hard turn's going to put me over. Everything's going to put me over.
However, if you do that, though, you have the chance to roll shifts to shift yourself down.
Yeah.
But you are, of course, gambling against Gaslands.
Yeah, I think I'll use the hairpin just because it does give me a slightly harder turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it properly.
Nice. So you go to 6.
I do get, so I get the hazard, which just put me on 6. And then I've got handling 4.
No.
No.
That's bad.
So I look like I'm spinning out right now.
You're spinning out.
The only thing I can do, I may as well push it.
Yeah. And yeah, you have to. You have to try.
So if I don't roll, if these aren't all shifts, let's say I pushed it, and I've got the hazard from. So currently I'm on 7 hazards.
Yep.
But I can take 3 away.
You can.
So I can take 2 away, which puts me back on 5, which actually means I'm still flying.
But did you count this one already?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I want 5.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
I didn't think I'd be able to do that, but here we are.
And you don't care.
I don't care about the wall.
So I think you
I just slide it back.
slide back.
And
Just like an X-wing.
I'm going to serve up another cocktail.
Oh, because it's medium, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you jerk, are in range.
2 hits.
Far out. No. Nope. So I take 1, and I am on fire, which
You take 2.
stinks. Oh,
Or
take
6.
2. Sorry. Correct. And just to keep it clear, I'm going to put a little fire blue on top. All right.
And the pickup. I think it does need to swerve to get through that gap there. The veer is not going to do it, I think.
Nope.
Swerve.
Swerve.
Other way, that way.
Yep.
But I want the cutout there because that might be slightly safer.
And they did FAQ it that you can go the way.
Yeah.
Because it didn't used to be.
Oh, I think it was ambiguous before.
I don't think we played it that way though. Yeah.
So it's just handling 2.
Yep, bring it. Boom.
Well, that's not good.
No.
Because I'm on 5 hazards. I should not have rolled those dice. That was stupid.
What gear are you in? Do you gain a hazard from your?
No, it
was fun.
So I'm on 3. 3 is neutral, which is so I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
If I take a hazard to push it, unless I roll 2 spins.
2 shifts.
There we are. So I'm back on 4 now.
Boom.
Whew.
You don't care. You not hitting all?
Pardon me?
Ooh, just a little close.
No, it was
all right.
through.
Boom.
Gear 4.
Gear 4. You have pole. That sucks.
Alright, I'm just going to try and make this quick. Oh no, the gyro's not in gear 4, he's in gear 3.
Nope. Now you can't shoot through the gyro, can you?
Yeah, I can.
Can you?
Yeah. I think I ignore it for everything. I think the best turn to do would be if I do a normal turn. It's going to be a hazard, but I don't think I'll hit that wall. So let's just give that a shot.
And you definitely can shoot through it. You were right. I looked it up.
Okay. That's kind of nice. So I hit there and just stop.
Stop. Now, did you roll dice?
I did not roll dice. I should roll dice. I'm on 2 hazards right now. I'm automatically taking one from that maneuver.
Are we just going to say that you can't roll dice, or are you rolling dice? Do you need to roll
Yeah,
dice?
okay. I should have rolled dice before. You did the same thing before, so I just took that hazard from the dice.
Oh, because you're in 4th gear.
I'm in 4th gear.
Alright, sweet. Alright, shoot.
And I'll shoot. So I have... Am I in medium? I don't think I'm in medium. I don't think I can use my...
No, you are not in medium. No, you're close.
Kind of blocky. So 4 dice.
Yes.
Oh! That was decisive. So that's a total of 6 right there. From 4.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I'm on fire. You are a jerk, sir. That is one way to do it. Boom! Nope. And that is me.
Thank you.
Boom. So, if we take a look at what this looks like, Drew has taken my poor car and blowed it up. Yep. And my poor little rust bucket that is the worst smoke ever, I might add, is now smoking. There we go. Now, that means that Team M.A.S.K is victorious. They have absolutely won the day, and there is absolutely nothing I can do to stop them. As you can see, all he needs to do is drive around, and that is game over, Rover.
Apparently, you were Venom agents.
Yes, there you go.
I think it was one of the PSAs where they said something to the effect of, they could have been child molesters, or worse, Venom agents.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Like that. Yeah, they compared Venom agents to child molesters, but made them worse than child molesters.
Dear, and a children's cartoon.
Yep.
Oh man, the 80s, man. It's got to be the 80s.
Yeah. I guess you can't be too careful, can you? But so the race isn't over, but I believe the game does officially end when one.
Yeah.
When there's only one player left on the board,
yeah.
It's assumed that player can just carefully navigate the rest of the track.
Exactly.
And get over the line.
Right.
That's probably not a valid assumption in Gaslands, but
not when I'm driving, as we demonstrated.
You probably could play this game solo and still struggle to finish, but but there you are.
There we are. Now, I did want to take a quick second while we are talking shop. I did want to show some of Drew's other fantastic vehicles because we have one of my personal faves as a kid and one I owned, the Gator.
So there's like just to show you what is actually going on here. There's two of them. Mm-hmm. Gator was an amphibious vehicle, so when it opened up, it shot out this little speedboat thing. That's not going to work in Gaslands, so I just made it reveal some stuff under there.
Mm-hmm. Boom. And of course, another favorite of mine, and one of the greatest Christmas gifts I've ever gotten. Boom. The Rhino.
It's the logo of the series.
That's it.
Unfortunately, heavy trucks cost a lot of cans, and
yes, they do.
It's really hard to get one into a standard game. So I haven't used it that many times.
No.
Not to mention all the add-ons that it looks like it has, like a ram, smokescreen, side-mounted rocket launchers. It's expensive, but there's the
heavy truck is
version.
25 cans, so it literally, without weapons, is half of your crew. And I mean, a normal car, it has 10 hull points, basically 10 health. The heavy truck only has 14. That said, what makes it stand aside is it can carry twice as many weapons and then some compared to a normal car. And it technically has 4 people in it. So if you get near it, you can really, I mean, especially with the Rhino, if you dumped a ton of cans into it, you would have a weapons platform that you would just be able to dice out in every direction. It would be hideous.
Although it would struggle on a track like this because it would not be particularly maneuverable.
No, it only rolls 2 dice at a particular time, and it can only go up to gear 4. So it is slow. Now, tell us about this little guy, because this is one I do not know.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. It was Gloria, the token good female character. This is actually her second car. Her first car was a Porsche.
Yes, it was.
But they never made a toy for it.
Yeah. It was the not the standard looking Porsche. It was like that crappy 80s Porsche that everyone. Yeah.
I didn't get a toy made for it. I think it turned into a submarine or something.
It did.
But I think I saw a fan made toy, which is kind of cool, but never an official one. Her second car was this one, and I'm struggling to remember what it was called. But it came from the second line of toys, the split seconds. Surprisingly, there aren't that many ground vehicles or purely ground vehicles in the M.A.S.K lineup. The second series, the split seconds, all of those vehicles, when they transformed, split into 2 different vehicles.
Right. And
usually one or both of them were flyers.
That's right.
In this case, it turned into 2 different flyers, which was, again, not great for this game. And how do you represent a car splitting up? So I just put some rear-facing rockets in the back. So it doesn't look very different to the stealth version.
Right.
You can see there's a rocket pod here. I couldn't think of anything else to do, but I like the car.
No, it's cool. Lamborghini, man. Boom. Yeah. Now, this last one I also absolutely do not know, so you'll have to help me out.
Another split second. This one I couldn't come up with anything. So this one, it's a striking paint job, which is why I went with it. It's a cool color scheme. Again, they look very similar, and the modification I did make has fallen off, but there are rockets sticking out of the headlights there, which aren't there anymore. But this is everyone seemed to rate the rocket buggy, so I'm like, all right, let's have a rocket buggy.
Yeah, that's right. As I kick the table. Absolutely, man. Buggies are cool, and while we're doing a little show and tell, I didn't use it today, but my Rust crew has a buggy as well. It does not have weapons, but like your gyrocopter, I use it with grenades or Molotovs, and it's represented because I actually cut apart a little man and sculpted him back in using a lot of green stuff. This model took forever to do, and found a tiny little propane tank that I put in his passenger seat. And so that is to represent him throwing propane tanks at people. And I have a twin to my car.
I hadn't noticed that before.
Yep, there's 2, and the other one is Black Betty. So there you go. Boom. And that is my crew. And there you have it. That is Gaslands. In fact, that's Gaslands. And this is Drew again. And we are going to be talking a little bit about the game in general, and a few other bits and pieces that you can look forward to on the Cast Dice Network, on this YouTube channel, and on the podcast that it's based on. So, Drew.
So, this is the first time my face has been on YouTube as well, so I'm hoping people are enjoying it.
You're a very handsome man. What can I say? Now, Drew, I did point out, though, and this is kind of important, and it will become more important for people in a minute, but you and I usually have a beard. In fact, we usually have fairly interesting facial hair, and at the moment, we're both looking pretty sad. Or by sad, I mean, as my wife would say, naked-faced. And it makes me look very old and tired. So, Drew, why are we naked-faced?
It is November, and I'm not sure how big this movement is, but at least in Australia, there is a push for what's called Movember, or Movember. There is a slight difference to Movember, spelt the same.
You shave your cow?
No, you walk.
Ah, okay.
For the population that doesn't want to or can't grow facial hair, they could do Movember.
Ah, okay.
But for those who are happy to grow facial hair, you can on the 1st of November shave. Yeah. So it's grown in a bit, but how long?
Clearly, you grow hair faster than I do.
And for the month, you keep your upper lip unshaven.
Correct. So you grow them up.
You grow them up. And this is to raise money or awareness for men's health.
It is.
So,
mental health issues in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so there'll be people around Melbourne and Australia asking for sponsorship to do this. Some people just do it just to be involved. Some people do it to raise money. But it's all good.
Friend of the cast, or should I say family member of the cast, Patch, is, I believe, also doing it. There are quite a few people in the gaming community that are. I don't believe that we are personally going to have Movember pages up where we'll be asking for money. I have done it through my school in the past. However, this year we are raising awareness. And
I might start a collection page, but and I probably better to have it for the duration of the month, but I haven't got around to it yet, but I might.
There you go.
Still do it.
There you go.
But if you're in Australia, keep an eye out for a lot of people with crappy moustaches. So the problem,
Speak for yourself. Mine's awesome. Anyway.
I just find the problem with for me in November is that to grow an interesting moustache takes typically more than a month.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. I'll end up with something shocking at the end. So that explains this. So let's explain this, Drew. Talk to us a little bit about Gaslands in general in this game. Now, really quick, one thing we didn't mention in the video was the rule of carnage. And it is actually written in the rule book. The rules are wonderfully... I mean, as Drew pointed out when we were playing, you said that when you were playing Gaslands, if you're going to bemoan your dice and your luck, this is not the game for you. Because it's a little swingy. But it's fantastic. It's fun. This is fun, fast, furious on the tabletop. It is a lot of fun. We were talking through a lot of the roles when we were playing today, so it was a little maybe slower than normal. But as you said, it didn't take long. Now, this is a wonderful game in that you can have 3, 4, 5 players playing. Now, the more players you have, clearly the more time it bumps out. However, if you bring back the cans a little bit and have fewer vehicles per player, a lot of fun.
I do find with a multiplayer game, the turns take longer, but you tend to have fewer of them because people are written out of there. Sometimes in the first year phase, you get cars written off just because collisions happen.
Never had that happen.
But that's kind of what's fun about it. I think if you come at this as a game that you want to try and win, you're probably not going to have a super time, unless...
Or the people you're playing against aren't going to have a super time.
No. Yeah. And I think part of the fun of this game is having those crashes, having those collisions, hitting things, laughing at how inept your drivers are. Yeah. But don't get upset at them because they're doing their job.
Randomly spinning out, flipping, running into something, exploding, killing everything around it. Yeah. and then, destroying 3 other cars in the process, half of which are usually yours. It's fantastic. It's a belly laugh every single time we play.
I can't speak for the YouTube audience, but I'm pretty sure the in-universe audience, they don't want to see precision driving around a track with no collisions and flawless execution from start to finish. That's not the game is about in-universe. So why should it be about that in our universe?
Right. Now, this is the second edition of the game. It has just come out. The first edition, of course, was one of the Osprey Blue books. I've actually given away my copy to someone who's interested in the game, and they've already bought the hard copy as well. So I'm glad to see that they did that. Gaslands Refuelled is a hardback book. It has got, really high quality art throughout. It's got pictures of cars. Clearly, you can see. But then you also have just really nice art as well. And it's nice new art, too. There are some classics from the first book. Yeah, plus a lot more. The first book had a page count limitation, and so that some of the writing was really small. This is nice glossy paper. Everything's indented. This is a full, nice rule book. The first one did read a little bit flowcharty, but for a game like this, it kind of had to. I'm really happy. I wasn't expecting that this could be written as a sort of a non-flowchart. But, props to Mike. He's been on Cast Dice, I believe, twice, possibly 3 times now. The podcast, not the YouTube channel. And, man, he's an up-and-coming game author. He's got a Starfleet game coming up shortly. It's in beta right now. I cannot wait to talk more about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Love this guy's work, and I'm just really happy with his success.
And I think I want to say that, like, Mike, the author, this is the only product he sells.
Right.
For Gaslands, this is the only product he sells, is the book.
Right.
He doesn't sell models, he doesn't sell templates, he doesn't sell accessories. There are a few associates, which I think he's aligned himself with, that do produce other things, but this is the only thing he sells.
Right.
And so I'm always keen to buy what Mike puts out, because
absolutely,
like, if no one's buying it, the game's not going to run.
Yeah.
You could probably get by with a copy of the book in your gaming group, just the one. But
yeah,
for what it's worth, I would buy your own copy. It's a beautiful book, and it supports Mike to keep producing the games
exactly
that we're enjoying.
And all the templates we were playing with today are in the back, and all of the vehicle reference guide photos are in the back as well. However, there are, as Drew pointed out, a lot of people, and you can play with normal 6-sided dice. However, there are friends of Gasland, is what Drew was talking about, which is Mike has sort of, it's not even licensed out. It's people ask, hey, can I make this for Gaslands? And Mike goes, sure. And they put a Friends of Gasland on it. He's really all about growing the game, having people have fun, have a good time. And one of the things that people have made are acrylic templates. Now, I'm going to talk about 2 sets of acrylic templates. So there is a guy in the United States. His name is Thomas Wynn. He's a good friend of Dave Taylor, and he's an old GW. Well, he was friends with GW. He made the hazard tokens I used today. He made my beautiful blue acrylic templates, my beautiful dice. I highly recommend him. If you're in the U.S., look up Mike Wynn. That in Etsy. Go to Gaslands. Mike Wynn. Jeez, Thomas Wynn. Whoa. Thomas Wynn. He's wonderful. Look him up. He's fantastic. Now, if you're in Australia and you're looking for something a little closer to home, as many of you know, we're big fans of Knights of Dice on this show. Knights of Dice make them as well. But not only that, if you contact Knights of Dice directly, you'll notice this is a slightly different size. That is because I wanted to have a set made so I could play with my 1/56 scale bolt-action G.I. Joe vehicles. So if on this show, you will be seeing super-sized Gaslands with not just M.A.S.K. I'm looking at getting some G.I. Joe up in here as well at some point. So there you go. But again, Knights of Dice, if you're in Australia, always good. Or other places. God. Viv and Scott, always great stuff. Now, Drew, you've been on this 2 episodes now. You are officially
of
this YouTube channel.
Yeah. And I've done a couple of podcasts as well.
You have. You've done quite a few over the years. You would be beyond a friend of the show, and I think it's time that we make this a little more formal. Yeah. Wait a minute. That isn't what I was getting at. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, exactly. We're both married. So we both like Star Wars. You like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Star Wars. Hey.
That's what we played last time.
Exactly. So we are not the best Star Wars Legions players. I mean, clearly we know the game. We've played it a lot. We're planning on playing it a lot more. And we both have been spending a lot of time converting our armies. If you want to see both of our converted basic armies, Drew's wonderfully converted Hoth Rebels, my Minbin Stormtroopers, the Mud Troopers, that battle report is on the YouTube channel and you on Cast Ice. Just look for it. You'll find it. And I think just that whole idea of theming an army and talking about the Star Wars universe as a whole is something that interests both of us.
And it seems to be something, not as a criticism against the Legion community.
Correct.
Because
it's wonderful.
If it wasn't there, the game wouldn't exist. So
exactly. And there are a ton of great YouTube channels. War Corgi, Fifth Trooper, our buddy Steve. Man, there are just so many people who are playing this game. And then podcasts talking about it. But it all tends to be from a fairly competitive standpoint. Now, there are some great terrain podcasts. And so Legion Academy is a podcast that talks about terrain sometimes. But they also, one of the guys from there has his own YouTube channel as well. But there aren't really narrative-driven story, how to theme your army podcasts or YouTube content. So,
and let's be honest, you didn't get into Star Wars for the strategy and the sort of intense military discussion.
Yeah,
no. There are plenty of other reasons we love Star Wars. That wasn't it. It makes a cool tabletop game.
Yeah.
But we think there's a bit of a divide between that strategy side of things and that narrative side of things.
Quite right.
So we just want to kind of fill that gap a bit.
And we are. So as Cast Ice reaches its second birthday, which was on Halloween, happy birthday us, we are going to announce the newest podcast. In addition to the official Warlord Games podcast, in addition to the flagship podcast, which is Cast Ice itself, we will have a third podcast.
We're spinning off together.
Boom! And I would like to introduce you to my co-host. Drew, what are we co-hosting?
We are going to be co-hosting the Beyond the First Marker podcast, which is going to be a narrative-driven Star Wars Legion podcast. We're going to be talking about our own armies, our own hobbies, our own modelling projects, troops, terrain, cramming all sorts of theme that we can into that game.
Yes.
And then we're going to be we can't fill a whole podcast with just our own projects. We don't have that much time. So we'll be looking.
We do like to talk. I don't even know if we can fill up that, but yeah.
So we're going to be looking to the community as well to see what other people are doing.
Correct. Specifically the Australian community, because it is the Australian Star Wars meta community has been it's not been ignored, but it hasn't been as widely publicized as the Australian gaming community in other podcasting realms. Bolt Action, for example, or Age of Sigmar, or any number of games, Kings of War, there are mainstay Star Wars Legion. Sorry, there are gaming podcasts for Australia. We would like to provide one for Australia for Star Wars Legion. We'd like to give the Star Wars Legion community in Australia a voice. So we're looking to do that as well.
Yep.
Nice. Now, that will mean that's coming soon. The new monthly podcast, Beyond the First Marker, will be out. And if you are feeling particularly froggy, the Facebook page for that podcast now exists, and you can find it today. In fact, if you look carefully, might be the very first person to like that page. It's been live for a week, and nobody's found it yet until now. Now, on this particular YouTube page, I had a lot of feedback from the last couple of review videos that I was long and rambling. And of course, right now, we're being long and rambling. But we did want to talk about this. I will be doing the Cast Ice birthday episode this week. And I did want to make sure that Drew, while he was on today, even though we're playing Gaslands, we had the opportunity to talk about Beyond the First Marker. So, for those paying attention at home, Beyond the First Marker. Look it up. It's on Facebook. And if you message it, Drew's going to be excited because normally I'm the guy answering all the messages. He's going to be doing it. And we'll do it together. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Look for twice the Star Wars memes, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming. Like Christmas, it's coming. Now, as for this YouTube channel, as I said, the reviews were a little bit rambly. And I recorded the first two at the same time. So I couldn't use the feedback from the first to fix the second. However, I am going to be using that now. Now, I will be doing a review cast. I did say I was hesitant to do unboxing videos. However, I will be reviewing the pre-painted Battlefield in a Box range, the War-Torn Village. I have several of their kits, and I will be showing these right out of the box. I'm a massive fan of Battlefield in a Box in general. Gale Force 9 do a fantastic job with pre-painted terrain. Sometimes it takes a little extra tweak just to make it pop on the tabletop. And we're going to be looking at both what it looks like out of the box and how we can maybe make it pop on the tabletop. So there you go. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, that you are not only looking forward in the next couple of weeks, A, the Judge Dredd episode of the official Warlord Game podcast, B, Cast Ice second birthday episode, and C, Beyond the First Marker's first premiere episode. So it is going to be a very exciting couple of weeks.
Super.
Cannot wait. Yeah, cannot wait.
He's not tired.
Look at my face. I'm not tired at all. But as our good buddy Casey says, ladies and gentlemen, when you're playing the games that we know and love, may your dice roll hot. May your beverages stay ice cold. But more than anything else, we hope that you are having fun.
Good night.